There it is. The University of Georgia has their fifth commit in the 2021 class. Today, you know what we're going to do? We're going to break down the film of big offensive tackle Micah Morris, four-star tackle, seventh ranked offensive tackle in the 2021 class, becomes the fifth commit, not only the fifth commit, but the fifth in-state commit at the University of Georgia for that 2021 class. So without further ado, let's get into the tape, show you what he's made of and what he might be playing at the University of Georgia. All right, let's get right into it. What you're going to notice, first of all, what you need to know, first of all, about Micah Morris is that he plays big time, big boy football down there in South Georgia, Camden County, known in that division and in that, region for playing tough, competitive football against some of the state's best talent. And what you're also going to see on this tape, man, this is what I like to call a road grader, right? It's what you see. He's a body mover, right? A mass mover. He's going to push people around at the point of attack, and he's going to push them off the line of scrimmage. And he can move relatively well for someone his size. Carries about 330 pounds as a junior in high school, coming into his senior year there at Camden County. And I mean, look at it right off the tape, right? I like this right here. What I like to see is offensive linemen that can make adjustments on their read, right? See that hesitation move? Big fella almost gives a hezzy like he's on the basketball court. We're going to see it better from the tight here in just a second. But take a look at it, man. There's a little bit of indecisiveness, but this is planned, right? He's got to let the hole clear up, got to find some space, and he identifies it and then goes and puts his hands on somebody and throws them on their back. All right, on to the next clip. Let's take a look at it. Again, man, I think he can play in space, but as we can see just from the, this clip right here from the back, look, man, this is a tight-hipped guy, okay? But that's okay because he's a forward-moving athlete. That's why I think he's going to project best at guard. I think he's an all-SEC caliber guard at the next level. Maybe just, a second or third team all-SEC type of offensive tackle if he chooses to stay at that position. So, it's a loaded tackle class right now, or a loaded tackle group, especially with what they brought in 2020 at the University of Georgia. Obviously, Broderick Jones, Tate Ratledge, and even Chad Lindbergh, who we've had here on this show. We've even talked to him about playing some guard as well. But, maybe not the most fluid athlete, but good Lord, is he going to punish people when he makes, contact with them. I mean, this is West Forsyth he's playing right here, and he's just bodying folks out in open space. We'll get another look. I love this about Camden County. They got end zone clips. So look at this offensive line, though, guys. Look how big these jokers are. There's some big country-fed, corn-fed, boys down there in South Georgia. But, kind of high, right? Runs high, but that's okay. He's a big dude. Again, I think he's going to project as an offensive guard, but that's okay because he can dominate from the inside as well. The guard position has become more and more valuable throughout the years. Here he is just moving the entire pile. Got an odd front defense. That defensive end's probably a little undersized. That looks like Norcross High School he's playing against right there. But man, we call him a mass mover, right? A road grader for a very good reason. I mean, Jesus, look at the hand shock, folks. Watch him get right here. Boom. Hands inside, right? Aim small, miss small. We talk about it all the time. We talked about it with Chad Lindbergh just the last episode of, grind the tape. This guy is dead on with his hands and his hand shocks. Look at that body movement right here from this inside linebacker. As soon as he, boom, just falling backwards. I mean, look, he literally knocked him off his feet. Look at the bottom of the feet down here from this guy, up in the air. I mean, when you see him moving towards you, it's got to be terrifying. We're going to get another tight clip of it right here. Again, high school football coaches, get yourself an end zone clip for your prospects and your players. This makes evaluating so much easier, especially for offensive linemen and tailbacks. Okay, I like the fact that, he's keeping him in his parking space, right? We talked about this with Chad as well, about keeping that guy in your parking space. You're much bigger than him. Look, he's going to swallow him up. That guy just disappeared in behind Micah Morris's big old body. Again, still playing a little high. That's a lot to do with how I think his hips are a little tight, as we talked about earlier. But, they're going to clean those things up. But the great news is he can sink space, right? He can shrink the space in between him and a defender really, really well. And he moves laterally fairly well as well for a guy his size. He's just going to cave and whole entire side of the offensive line down right here. I mean, Jesus. Sorry about that, fella. Let's go on to the next one. All right. I mean, what in the world? This is a wide 9 out here. He's got to reach all the way out there. Now look, the footwork's not perfect, right? He steps with his inside foot. Well, he kind of false steps, okay? He doesn't really gain ground with that first step. Watch. See, it's on the 50-yard line. Watch where it ends. Boom. Still on the 50-yard line. I like to gain a little ground there, right? But that's something they'll teach and coach up at the next level, especially when we're trying to reach a wide 9. You got to gain ground. If that guy's gaining ground, you've got to gain ground. Okay? It's hard to nitpick a guy this good, though, right? I mean, he's dominated on the, the camp circuit throughout high school career, shown that even without pads, he can block. I mean, this is why I think he's going to be a guard, though. Anyways, back to my point on the, the one-on-one circuit and the camp circuit. He's shown the ability to block guys on the edge with no pads, right? With very little surface area to get his hands put on people, and he's been able to, swallow up space there as well. But this is what he's going to do at the college level. He is a run block specialist. I'm telling you right now, and he's going to lay on you too and let you know when he has, put you on your back. Okay, see, again, the pad level's not great in this stance. That's not an NFL stance. That's not, especially not from someone who's 6'4", right? That looks like one of the big guys, one of the 6'7" guys like Orlando Brown or one of those type of guys playing left tackle, as opposed to a guy who's 6'4". But here we go, getting to see him play in space a little bit again, and that's all hands, right? It doesn't look like an incredibly fluid athlete, but I tell you what, he gets the job done, right? Plays with good effort, gets out there, and then gets his hands on people and throws them to the ground. Look, he almost got 2 knockdowns right here, okay? He almost gets the guy off the line of scrimmage with the swipe down and then gets out into space and throws his hands on that corner. Corners don't want that smoke, man, not from a guy his size, okay? Big, strong, heavy-handed, right? Heavy-handed. I know Matt Luke loves this tape right here. Matt Luke loves running counter, right? We showed you that on this channel before. Watch this skip pull from the big dancing bear right here. That right there, yeesh. That right there, that right there is dominant stuff. Hand shot, just throwing bodies, and then gets him with the knee. I love that. I love that stuff. Okay, now I don't know if he can play like this at all times, right? I mean, these pulls look incredibly athletic. These pulls tell me he could play college offensive tackle in the SEC. We haven't seen a ton of pass blocking, right? We're 2.5 minutes into the tape right here, but the counter ability shows me, the skip pulls show me he can, decipher and move. He's light on his feet. He can play tackle. But we haven't really seen, and I don't know how much throwing the ball Camden does, especially with a guy like this on their offensive line. But this is what I'm talking about right here. You put this guy at guard in the SEC, right? And you tell him, all right, you've got a man-on-man, a big-on-big is what we call it in the offensive line world. You've got a one-on-one block with a 3 technique, a guy that's got outside shade up on you, and you got to move him off the point of attack. What's it going to look like? Well, this right here is what it's going to look like. Hands inside. Our feet finally get wide after the 3rd step, and he's just burying folks, right? There's some things to clean up here. Don't get me wrong, okay? 2nd step wasn't great. Watch the 2nd step comes up underneath his body, okay? Boom, right there. The feet are too close, okay? A defensive end at the SEC level and the Division I level is probably, I wouldn't say going to shuck him off here, but, a 3 technique definitely could throw him off if he's off balance. But there's some things to clean up, but the raw physical ability of a guy this size and his strength is out of this world. Okay, here we go, shrinking space again and just bodying folks. I mean, linebackers at the 2nd level in high school have no shot. Hell of a move by this tailback. Holy smokes, son. That is a good football play right there. Whoop! Another tight clip of it. Again, coaches, get an end zone clip for your guys. Look how great this clip is right here for us. Watch him shrink the space. Boom. Gets up in there. Now, do we want to square up? Yes. Do we want to be even dead down in the middle of his body to allow our running back to have a 2-way go, right? A 2-way decision? Yes. Right now, he's forced him to the outside because we didn't get head up and even on this guy, but that's okay. The result was what the result was, which is another pancake for Mr. Morris. Okay? Again, a little high in the stance, and what's the first thing we do? We stand up. I know we might, I think they're in skate protection. Yeah, this is just, no, it's another screen. Oh, what? Bro, this dude's got to be benching 450. I mean, what in the world? Is that a backside linebacker getting tossed like Jesus Christ? I'm sorry, young man. That's unfortunate. And he didn't see it coming either because he was hiding behind. All right, so this dude has no idea this is about to come. He can't see big old Micah Morris because he's paying attention to this guy. He's got his back to him. And then he comes out of nowhere. I'm in the air. Oh, that is rough. I don't think I've seen a better hand shock from an offensive line prospect yet. At least not one at Georgia. I mean, that dude was in the air already, but he tossed him like a rag doll. This is, again, why I think he's going to have so much success on the inside if they choose to do so. Now, he's going to cross-train at Georgia, as all offensive linemen at the University of Georgia do, and that's okay. So he's going to be able to do both, play tackle and guard if he so chooses, just like everyone else does, right? Cade Mays is a prime example of a guy who swung from tackle to guard, even into center. It's another decent clip of him playing in space. Okay, look, the feet cross over. Now, that might be let's watch the rest of the offensive line to see if this is a coaching point down there at Camden. Let's watch everybody else's footwork. Yep, their reach, cross, climb, right? Reach with the first step. Reach with the first step. Didn't gain any ground. Again, we got some false steps here. Cross with the second step. Get vertical with the third. Just run a little bit of outside zone right here. But again, once his hands are on, it's over with. Play over. All right? Couple more clips here. Is this him playing defense? This is him playing defense. So how about that? Big nose tackle in there, swallowing up bodies, causing a forced fumble. We don't watch your defense clips, big dog. All right, now we got some pass blocks. Here we go. This is a good thing to be watching here. I don't know if I suggest offensive linemen splitting your clips like this. Let's give everybody a little bit of both as the clips go on, right? As the huddle film goes on, who am I to give a 4-star Georgia commit tips on his highlight film? I know. But you young, you smaller recruited guys, don't be doing this. Coaches want to see everything all in one. Again, this is just short setting, right? This is what we call skate right. We've told you this, guys, before. Skate right, skate left. Typically a short pass game, play action, 3-step drop type of pass protection. I think we're going to get a tight clip. No, we're not. All right. So we didn't get to really see much of his pass set there. That's a quick set as well. That's not, the skate protection. That's a quick set. This is something, look, everybody else is in bail technique. Everybody else is in a traditional, right tackle's getting spun like a top. Everybody else is in traditional pass sets. And Micah's over there quick setting, which leads me to believe that he's going to be able to quick set 3 techniques in college too, because that's what you're going to have to do for the most part. Here's a traditional look. This isn't perfect, right? The front toe, guys, tackles, we want to keep that thing pinned to the ground. When we kick slide, we want that inside foot to stay on the ground. Watch Micah. He kind of picks it up, heel to the front, inside leg to outside leg's not great. But he's just winning with pure raw athleticism and strength right here. Probably a little late in the game. Looks like they're playing Lowndes, a division rival down there. See, no traditional sets here either. This isn't what typical. This is just skate left now. He's on a one-on-one out there. But again, hands on, it's over with. It's done. I think that's the number one thing we've learned today from this film session is that when Micah Morris punches you, he takes your breath away, right? He takes your breath right out. Takes the soul right out of your body. Let's couple more clips here of this. See that this is a run blocking guy, right? And he's great at it. He's so damn good at run blocking that he's going to Georgia to do so. But this isn't, that's a false step inwards. Okay, now I don't mean to bash on the kid. Again, the hand shock, haven't seen anything better. The run, the projectability at guard to be a solid, all SEC type of offensive guard is there. All right, but maybe not so much at tackle. Okay, back into the run blocks. We've already shown you plenty of these. We'll see if he's got some good ones here from the top. And then we'll end it for today. Yeesh. Yeah, just a big, powerful prospect, right? All right, so there you have it, folks. Micah Morris, an incredible run blocking prospect at the next level. I hate when I go through these films and I feel like I'm a little critical, of a young man, especially a young prospect like him. Oftentimes in the high school level, in the high school ranks, even at a predominant and large program like Camden County down there in South Georgia, oftentimes the biggest, baddest offensive lineman stuck at left tackle. That's where they put him. Is he going to stick there? I don't know. That's still yet to be determined. But again, like we talked about it, that 2020 class was filled with top ranked tackle prospects. I really do think Micah Morris has a great potential to be, like I said, an all SEC, potentially all American type guard prospect at the Division One and SEC level. And I think that's where he's going to fit in that Georgia system. Look, Ben Cleveland leaves this next year. Justin Schaefer is in his final year at the University of Georgia. Okay, so that guard room, that offensive guard depth chart is going to get a little thin headed into that 2021 season. And a prospect like him at 6'4", 330 pounds, he's going to walk in ready, physically capable of playing Division One and SEC football at that offensive guard position. So that's what it is, man. That was the film breakdown. Really, really high on this prospect as a guard. If he sticks at tackle, he's going to be okay too. Okay, they'll fix the feet. They'll get it a little more agile, a little quicker. They'll fix up and professionally edit, if you will, that pass set right there at left tackle or right tackle, wherever he wants to play. I think he's going to have the ability to do so. It's just about whether or not he's going to get on the field at tackle. I think the chances of him getting on the field early at guard are much, much better. So that's our film breakdown for tonight. But before you guys leave, please comment whatever you thought of tonight's video or today's video, wherever you watched it, however you watched it, whatever time you watched it. And of course, subscribe, man. We're trying to get this thing to 2,000 subscribers so we can, celebrate that. I don't know what I'm going to do. I've been promising a giveaway. And of course, share, man. Give it out to all your friends. Let them know. Show them what Georgia just got in Micah Morris, the big old offensive line prospect out of Camden County, Georgia. We appreciate you guys for being here. We'll see you next time.